What is up, everybody? Merry Christmas and happy holidays. I hope you guys are all enjoying your December 25th, 2011. It is Christmas time, and as promised, I'm bringing you guys something that I have been anticipating for a very long time, ever since this game was played out at IPL 3 outside of the tournament because of the day when we had the internet down. I've wanted to bring this game to you guys, and I finally can. This is my Christmas special. I hope you guys are excited about this, and you guys might be wondering, what the heck is Ishi doing? Is he just gonna play some Brood War? No, hell no. I'm gonna be casting a game of none other than Huck and Boxer from StarCraft Brood War. They played this out at IPL 3, and I have the replays right here. I hope you guys are ready to go for this one, because it is Huck and Boxer. As you guys can see right here, Huck and Boxer gonna be playing on the classic map Lost Temple before it was remade into Shattered Temple on StarCraft 2. And as you guys may or may not know, Huck actually claims to be A in IC Cup back in Brood War. IC Cup was a server that everybody played on in StarCraft Brood War before competitive StarCraft arrived. In the competitive scene, I guess you could say. They always played on IC Cup, and for comparison, I was D+. So A is godlike. A is like top 1% of players. So Huck claims to be A. I don't doubt him. He's playing against Boxer right here, and I'm so excited to bring you guys this game. Over here on the right-hand side, we have our Protoss player. It is Huck. And over on the left-hand side of the map, we do have Boxer. This is actually Gunrun, who is spectating this game, so he's just killed off all his own SCVs and lifted off his command center. But yes, over on the left-hand side right here, we do have Slayer's Boxer, and this is going to be a Terran versus Protoss throwback to the old days. And if you guys remember, or may not remember, I used to cast StarCraft Brood War before StarCraft 2 came out. That's where I first started doing YouTube. I used to cast Brood War, and I casted the MSL, the OSL, and all those, great games. So this is going to be me casting StarCraft Brood War again. I haven't casted Brood War in 2 years about, so please forgive me if what I say is wrong or I mess up here or there. I'm probably going to make some mistakes. It's been so long. But yeah, I'm really excited to be able to bring this to you guys. This is StarCraft Brood War featuring Slayer's Boxer and, of course, featuring Team Liquid's Huck. Man, I'm so excited to bring you this. And by the way, guys, I actually watched these games live behind Boxer as he was playing it out. I was getting chills all over my body just watching Boxer play Brood War, and watching the legend, the Emperor himself, play the classic game that made him so famous. And it was kind of funny watching Huck and Boxer both play, because StarCraft Brood War is obviously so different than StarCraft 2, even though it shares a lot of similarities. It's the prequel to the game that's so popular right now, but the mechanics are so different. You have to tell every SCV to mine manually. You don't have multiple building selection, which means you can only select one barracks or one gateway at a time. The screen is, the resolution is much smaller, as you guys can tell right now. You guys might see black bars on the left and right hand side of the screen. That's because they played in 4:3 back then and not 16:9. So the size you can see on the map is way smaller. It's just a totally different game, and some would argue much more difficult to play than StarCraft 2. So I'm so excited to be able to watch this, guys, and cast it for you guys. That's all I'm going to say about that. Merry Christmas. This is my Christmas gift to everybody in the community, and I hope you guys enjoy. And big shout out to IPL for for providing the venue when this game was played. So here it is. Boxer here building the ginormous supply depots inside his base. So is Huck building those pylons. The sound effects, man, this just takes me back to the good old days. Looks like Huck gonna be sending his probe down here to the bottom of the map on not Shattered Temple, Lost Temple, only to see that Gunrun is there. So he's gonna run away. Of course, Gunrun just obsing this game, and back then you couldn't. I don't think you could obs a game. You actually had to join the game as a player and then be a Terran and lift off and kill all your own SCVs. So kind of sucked, but that was Brood War. That was how it was. And so there is a robotics facility coming up here for Huck. It looks like he's gonna rush a robotics facility, and if I'm racking my brain right now to remember what comes out of the RoboBabe. Obviously, we don't have Colossus, but what we do have is the not the Warp Prism, the Shuttle and the Reaver, which means we could see some Shuttle Reaver action coming out here from Huck. And I do apologize if you guys haven't seen StarCraft Brood War before. I'm gonna try to cast this as if you have, and hopefully you guys can pick it up. I don't want to like dilute it too much with explanations of Brood War, but if you haven't played Brood War before, go pick it up, go play it. It's one of the best games ever made, and it started the whole phenomenon known as RTS, competitive RTS in StarCraft 2. So we do have a Stalker chasing away this SCV down here to the bottom left-hand corner, and it will probably end up taking that out. Boxer has secured his ramp with 3 SCVs, and Gun Run here killing off Boxer's SCV with his 1 remaining SCV. That is, hacks. Boxer's like 2 versus 1, hey! So Huck avenges him by killing off the lone remaining SCV as Gun Run's command center still floats in the bottom left-hand corner. So that's the end of Gun Run. He won't be coming back in this game. And so right now Boxer is actually securing his ramp right now with quite a few Marines, and if I recall correctly, back in Brood War, Terran versus Protoss, a totally different breed than StarCraft 2 is. Terrans were always going to rush factory right away. They want to get factory tech right away, and they have the ability to actually make a one-base push with Marines and tanks, one barracks, one fact into command center. That was their go-to build, and they would push out with Marines and maybe one tank while expanding, and I think that's what Boxer's doing right here. So one barracks, one fact expansion, and then they'd push out with the Marines and the tanks. Oh god, this is bringing so much nostalgia. There's tears in my eyes right now, and look at this. Huck going for the shuttle Reaver, so he is going to be going for a Reaver shuttle micro here, and of course the Reaver kind of like a retarded Colossus, I guess you could say, but it required so much more APM to control, and the shots coming out of the Reaver could sometimes be duds as well. Sometimes they would kill off a bunch of SCVs and sometimes they wouldn't. Anyways, that probe just got taken out in the middle of the map. 2 Dragoons holding position on the ramp, command center being erected right now, and it looks like Boxer is going to make this one base push here, but Huck already has his Reaver out. Is he going to make the hold or not? There is a Spider Mine going down here. Spider Mine's kind of like a burrowed Baneling. For those of you guys who didn't play StarCraft 2, they come out of the Vulture, which is like the Hellion, but not really. It can lay those Spider Mines down, and the Spider Mine is going to detonate. Didn't actually kill anything, but drained all those Zealots' shields. And here comes a shuttle inside the Reaver. It's going over all those Marines. What is Huck doing? Oh my god, he almost lost his entire investment right there. That was like half of his army supply, a shuttle and a Reaver. Essentially, imagine it as a Warp Prism and a Colossus almost going down right there. So the shuttle did unload its cargo. The Reaver launched a Scarab and killed off a Vulture. Back in the main, we can see that we have, I believe that is shuttle speed being researched right now. Shuttle speed actually going to allow this shuttle to move so much faster and be much more effective at harassing. But Huck's hand has been shown, and I would imagine now Boxer is going to prepare for this Reaver shuttle harass by appropriately getting either missile turrets up or maybe laying some Spider Mines down in his own base. That's what a lot of Terrans will do to deal with Reaver shuttle micro. And here comes that shuttle with 2 Reavers now. Huck has actually loaded up a second Reaver inside that shuttle, moving over to the top of Lost Temple right now. Gonna idle there for a bit. Nope, gonna make a left turn and go into the Terran's natural, it looks like. And yeah, there's Boxer starting to lay down those Spider Mines inside his main. That machine shop on the factory is researching, I believe it's researching Vulture speed. So that's going to help those Vultures be much, much faster. And 2 Reavers getting unloaded down, picks off an SCV. Reaver getting loaded down again, picks off another SCV. So decent harass coming out here from Huck. But of course, that Scarab that the Reaver launches can pick off a bunch more SCVs than that, and I'm sure that Huck wants to be more cost-effective than he's been so far. A little bit of a traffic jam out here as a Wraith comes into play. Wraith, of course, being used here to deal with that shuttle. It is an anti-air unit primarily, and oh my god, this is awesome. Here comes that Reaver and double Reaver inside the shuttle again. Oh my god, Huck is going to get a massive explosion here unless it does out, but it does not, and it kills off about 5 SCVs. Beautiful harass right there. But now that the Wraith has arrived, it looks like Huck is going to leave 1 Reaver inside the main as he runs away with his other Reaver, unloads that Reaver as the shuttle goes down. It looks like the Reaver inside the main did get picked off, and this Reaver being so slow, and that's why you need shuttles. It's so slow, it's just going to snail its way away from that Wraith, but eventually it will die to that Wraith's continued fire. Maybe Huck can actually, I don't know, put some fire on that command center, but it's not going to be much. Oh, he kills off 2 Marines with that Reaver Scarab. So, not bad. But I really don't know if the 2 Reavers and the shuttle was worth killing, I don't know, maybe 2 Marines, 5 SCVs, and that's about it. He didn't really kill much else with that build order, with that very, very heavy investment into the shuttle and the 2 Reavers. But hey, It's still a great game. I remember watching this from behind Boxer's back, and this was about 2 months ago, guys. So I don't really remember the entire game, but I remember watching from behind Boxer's back, and Boxer was actually having problems remembering the hotkeys, remembering to send his SCVs to always mine after they came out of the command center. He had a hotkey every single of his factories to 09876. It was amazing. And I know it's amazing watching Boxer fail at Brood War, the game that made it so big, but it was just fun watching these two guys go at it. And the funny thing is, Boxer's girlfriend, I believe Jessica, who's the movie star who they, you know, it's like the romance story, they're like dating, they're married actually, was actually coaching Huck. His girlfriend, his wife, was coaching Huck, which I thought was amazing, and they were just having a good time with this. So here we go, a little bit of Dragoon micro against the gosh, I forget all the units' names, Vultures. Vultures were trying to get Spider Mines down and wrap around the Goons. And Vultures are actually really good against Goons. Not if you don't micro, but if you micro and surround the Goons and lay down Spider Mines, they are extremely effective for cost against the Goons. We can see the Goons with the Observer here picking off the Spider Mines, and this is very important for Protoss to do right now, to kill off all those Spider Mines in the middle of the map, thereby allowing them to actually attack and fall back without having to worry about their entire army exploding to some rogue mine. So, wow, oh my god, is Huck in tune with this with this drop? I was going to call it a medevac. With this dropship going to the top right, he is! He almost intercepts the dropship, but Boxer, great reaction there, keeps it on the high ground, turns around, and now jukes the Dragoons, and now is going to drop his cargo inside the main, so he's going to return the drop here with 2 Vultures and a Siege Tank. But there are some forces waiting back here. A couple of Spider Mines will go down. Spider Mines are gonna detonate! Oh, almost killing off the Dragoon. And the dropship about to get taken out. It is gonna get taken out. The Siege Tank unloads, but really not doing much damage at all. So, I don't think this drop from Boxer really did that much work at all. We did have 2 idle probes just chilling inside of the Protoss main right there. You guys can see, you never see idle probes or idle SCVs in StarCraft 2, but it will happen in Brood War, especially in the late game, because it's so hard to control everything. But we can see those enormous supply depots, and they don't lower either, guys. Supply depots back then were just there. There were huge buildings that took up space in your base. Pretty annoying, actually, when I think about it if you're a Terran. But, yeah, it looks like we are having an observatory come up, more gateways being added on for Huck, who's got quite a few gateways right now. No upgrades coming up for Huck quite yet, so he's staying on 0-0. He does have his natural, he's on 2 bases. His opponent, Boxer, also on 2 bases. Looks like he's trying to clear up that supply block that is kind of eating away at him right now. Just cleared it away. And Boxer building up the sizable tank Vulture army. And in StarCraft Brood War, the predecessor to StarCraft 2, back then, Terrans never went bio against Protoss. It was like suicide to go bio against Protoss. They went bio against Zerg, and that build was known as the SK Terran build with mass Marines and science vessels. Against Protoss, though, Terrans had to go mass mech, mass Vultures, mass Siege Tanks to combat the Protoss army. And what they did was laid huge amounts of Spider Mines, just a whole minefield in the middle of the map, and tried to draw the Protoss army into the minefield and use their Siege Tanks to shell away everything else. So the Vultures would kill the Zealots, the Spider Mines would kill the Dragoons, Siege Tanks would provide artillery fire, and for Protoss to combat that, they had to attack but also send in Zealot bombs waiting inside shuttles to drop off on top of Siege Tanks, because Siege Tanks did so much damage back then, they would actually kill each other due to friendly fire. We actually have a Minesweeper coming in here. Protoss have to do Minesweep every so often, so there was that Zealot going on a Minesweep duty, and we do have a battle right here. Boxer not microing, lays down some Spider Mines, so now he's going to retreat and try to bait that Dragoon army into the mines, but Huck not falling for the bait. He has actually been laying mines all over the place. And if you guys look on the minimap, all those brown dots in the center of Lost Temple right now are all Spider Mines. Those are all mines ready to eat these Dragoons and Zealots for breakfast, so that could be really bad for Huck if he ends up walking on the wrong area of the map and he's not paying attention. And here comes some Vultures once again, launching some of their shots off on those Zealots, picking them off. I don't think those Zealots have speed. I wonder if they have speed. I think they do have speed, so they are now speed lots. It's so hard to tell. It's such a strange thing watching this game, but we do have another shuttle coming in here with the Reaver and 2 Zealots. Now I'd expect Huck to drop the Zealots off first to absorb the shots from the Siege Tanks. Yes, he will drop the Zealots off first. Now the Siege Tanks are recharging their shots, and he drops the Reaver off, but he doesn't pick the Reaver up. It doesn't even matter though. A failed attack right there, didn't kill that many SCVs, and the shuttle went down. Another Zealot comes in, and Huck says, "Your wife's coaching is bad." Yes, I remember this moment now. Jessica telling him what to do, but at the end of the day, it didn't work out too well for him. And now it looks like Boxer is going to be the one to return the favor here with a dropship and 4 Vultures. Vultures, I would say, comparatively, they're kind of like Hellions when you're harassing the probes, but not really. They can do a lot of damage to other units as well. They're faster because they have the speed upgrade. You guys will see. We'll see if Boxer decides to drop them inside the probe line. And I'm imagining he will. We do have an Arbiter Tribunal coming up for Huck as well. Arbiters, of course, essentially a mothership, where you could build more than one of them. We'll see if he can get Arbiters out in time. They would be so huge. A huge siege tank setup right now, and all the entire Protoss army of Huck running into the siege lines. But his Zealots are up in the front, which is very important. The Zealots are going to clean up these mines, and they're going to get a full surround on the tanks, and all these tanks eating the dust. It looks like Huck is going to clean it up, but meanwhile, Boxer dropping his Vultures inside the main. So Boxer going to try to return the favor with some probe harass of his own. Let's see how much damage he can get done here. He's got to kill a lot of probes, and as you guys can see, not nearly as effective as Hellions, but they do have spider mines. But meanwhile, Huck, after clearing out the entire Terran army, is going to push further on into Boxer's natural. In fact, Boxer's third, which is now slowly lifts off and floats away. And the Zealots actually dragging the mines into the Terran army. That's something that Protoss will do in the late game. They can act as mine draggers to drag the mines into the tanks. Probes having to fight for themselves. Oh, that Zealot actually ended up detonating everything and killing off the Vultures as well. So good job right there by Huck holding on, and Huck now pressuring on Boxer's front door. Boxer is in a lot of trouble right now. Boxer's command center is burning. He's got to repair. He tries to repair, but the SCVs go down as well. And it looks like his command center is on fire. Can he keep it alive? I think he will. He's got 2 SCVs down there repairing. Spider mines being laid down by Vultures. And once those spider mines land down, those Dragoons will probably have to pull away. Don't forget that siege tank on the high ground just shelling away against those goons as well. And another siege tank getting set up on the low ground. So this should push away Huck, and Boxer incredibly holds on. We actually have 3 SCVs trying to repair the command center, but it actually looks like they're trying to push the command center right now. Oh yes, StarCraft Brood War, the good old times. And next is coming up here at the Pocket expansion too, so both players trying to grab their third. As Boxer looks like he's going to go for a double medevac drop now. He has cleared the attack. He actually held on unbelievably, and now he's going to be the one on the offensive, just back and forth here between these 2 players. And it's almost like a case of old school versus new school. The old school Boxer versus the new school Huck. Huck, who will win? Oh, those spider mines going off, but not really killing anything, but they did do a lot of damage to those the Zealots. Speedlots, excuse me. And it looks like Boxer is going to drop off a couple of Vultures inside the main once again. Gotta be annoying for Huck, who's totally out of position. There is another dropship waiting to drop off forces on the ledge at the natural. Meanwhile, though, Huck dragging a bunch of mines. He kills off the entire Terran army, or at least a significant chunk of it, and once again forcing off the liftoff of Boxer's army. Beautiful mine drags by Huck. He drags Boxer's mines into his own army, clearing the tank line, and now the third has to be lifted off, but Boxer right now is returning the favor. He has sieged up the natural, so he's actually shelling away the probes right now. He is killing off so many probes inside the main, at the same time also killing off a ton of probes inside the net. He's killed off 17 units with that siege tank alone. That siege tank has gotten 17 kills. That is insane. And now the Vulture's getting dropped off on the low ground as well. There is an Arbiter up in the air. Remember, guys, Arbiter is essentially a mothership. 10 cloaked units underneath them, and it looks like still Huck has not cleared away this natural, and that cliff line, something that that was the reason why Lost Temple was never used again in competitive gaming, because of that cliff and how powerful siege tanks were on top of it. It has 23 kills right now, and it's still living life large. It's still getting goon kills, so Boxer doing so much damage. It looks like Huck had to recall his Arbiter, not literally recall the Arbiter, but bring the Arbiter back to kill off this siege tank. And unfortunately, Arbiters don't do that much damage, so this could take a long time, and it finally goes down with the help of the goons. And it looks like that dropship will go down as well. So good job by Boxer, doing so much damage, dropping the Nat, dropping the main. Granted, he did lose a huge chunk of his army, but he didn't lose the third. He kept the command center alive. He fell back deeper and deeper into his spider mine and tank lines, and that's the difficulty of pushing a Terran player in Brood War. Just like StarCraft 2, the more you push in, the harder it gets. It's like their fist grips tighter and tighter and tighter. And unfortunately, it's not Star Wars, so Star Systems will not slip through their fingers. And it looks like Boxers is doing an incredible job now. He has got a bunch of tanks at the third, ready and waiting. And what is this? Oh no, is Huck gonna do a massive recall? Similar to the Mothership, guys. It's exactly what the Mothership does, actually. He could do a huge recall and bring in an army into the Terran main, but remember, guys, Boxer has spider mines set up inside the main from before when he was worried about the Reavers getting dropped off. So this could actually prove to be pretty bad. Actually, right now, Boxer is scanning the top side, doesn't see a base there, just checking for potential thirds and fourths, I suppose. Scanning the bottom as well, but nothing to be seen there. And is this Arbiter? There's actually two Arbiters on the map right now, but is Arbiter next to Boxer's main going to do the recall? It is! Oh my god, there's spider mines there! 2 missile turrets! The Arbiter's gonna go down, but not before it unloads everything, but oh my god, he drops right into spider mines, all the goons dying instantly, and now it's just speedlots inside the main. I guess the speedlots are gonna get a moral kill here by killing off a siege tank, but that's about it, and the Zealots here really not gonna be able to do much. Unfortunately, that pretty much was like dropping into an entire Terran army waiting like a trap. So it's a trap, and unfortunately for Huck, he tried to do it, but it just didn't work out. And Boxer cleans up that army, brings his, oh yeah, Goliaths. I forgot about you. Goliath online. So he's got some Goliaths in the mix now. Goliaths are great against Arbiters. There's actually still a Zealot inside the main somewhere. I can hear it clawing it away. Man, weren't they so manly back then? If Reach would ever play StarCraft 2 right now, I don't even know if you could still call Reach's Zealots manlots, because they're just not nearly as manly anymore in StarCraft 2. Oh man, but man, this is nostalgic. Hope you guys once again are enjoying your Christmas. Happy holidays. I really hope you guys are having a great time right now. And once again, if you guys get a chance, check me out. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at HD StarCraft. Thank you to IPL for hosting this game. And man, thank you to Huck and Boxer for making this happen. And thank you to you guys, the viewers, for your undying love for esports. So anyways, back to this game. Huck is at least still on 3 bases, so he's still fighting in it. But Boxer's mech army, oh my god, that is looking quite the massive. And unlike StarCraft Brood, where you didn't have bio units, you guys don't even see a single Marine anymore. Just the first handful of Marines are all you see in StarCraft Brood War in Terran versus Protoss. After that, no more Marines. They're terrible against Protoss. So likewise, Huck not getting any more Reavers, actually. Reavers are actually pretty bad in the late game, but he does have quite a few Goons and Zealots speedlots here. It would be nice of him if he could afford it to switch to late game carriers. That is what Protoss did against Terran in the late game. They would go into mass carrier production, but I don't even know if Huck can afford it. In fact, Boxer pushing in here with everything he's got, and Huck has found himself on the south side of this push. He actually has a pretty good position here to take off some of the units. That Arbiter is... looks like he got EMP'd by that science vessel, so it didn't have any energy to do anything. A Goon just eating the dust right there. And so Boxer's entire army set up outside the natural. Huck is in the middle of the map somehow, and we'll see if he can make something happen with this. But everything is under attack right now. He is about to lose his third and possibly his natural, but his forces are like indecisive right now. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's got to try to stasis lock some of these forces with this Arbiter. Can he do it? Arbiter comes in, taking tons of damage from the Goliaths, and it gets a stasis field off before it goes down. So at the very least, getting something done there. And now Huck has to go in and fight with reinforcements from the natural and the forces inside the middle of the map. He's attacking from all angles, but the siege tanks are blasting him apart. The siege tanks are at 2-2. Huck calls GG and leaves the game. The siege tanks were at 2-2, and unfortunately Huck never got any upgrades this game, falling so far behind in upgrades, and that unfortunate fail recall inside the main of Boxer didn't work out too well, and Boxer takes the W in this little show match between these two guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. Once again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. I love you all, and I don't know, guys. I'll see you guys next time, I guess. This was a game between Huck and Boxer, brought to you guys by HD, and this is HD. signing out.